Welcome to Respawn Rundown Episode 2. We're in an online format because the weather is just not agreeing with us, so we cannot get to the studio area so we could record in person. But either way, we're gonna go over Minor 2 because that completed last weekend. Big dubs for LA. And then we're gonna run over the matches this weekend for the upcoming Major 2.
Yeah, the
All
online
right, so
qualifiers. Yeah.
yep. Um,
Getting right into it. Yay. I'm happy with the results of the minor. I was stressing that champs Sunday, you know, especially when they
mhm,
got to that skyline search and it was
yeah.
just I was like, "Oh no, not again. We're
Well, dude,
doing
when I
this."
got to that Skyline search, I was like, yeah, they're sending Paco underground. Or I
Yeah,
heard Sid
yeah.
say that. I was like, yeah, I could
There's
see
a
that.
there's said it was Neptune that went underground though, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't
Dude,
work. He kind
Neptune,
of
though,
yeah.
my
That's
God,
that's a whole
dude is
story.
a monster.
Yeah,
I like,
he's transformed that team.
dude. I mean, given LAT fucking LAT won, and congrats to LAT. I mean, that's what they needed. They needed some gas like that coming
Right before the
into
major
major.
too.
Yeah, this is huge for them. So having that gas behind them, having that momentum. I mean, I feel like these guys are gonna. I mean, at least here in 30 minutes when they have their first match against Vancouver Surge
I
today.
was gonna
Um,
say we got the rematch already.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
I mean, it's it's gonna be cool to see again, but I mean, these
I'm
guys
glad
coming
that's how it
in with the
works.
momentum. I mean, they already know what these guys are all about. And I mean, I bet you Surge has been just all week trying to fucking lock it in against these
Like
guys.
figure
So
out what different. I think it lies in the control because that was the mode that they let go the most on the vault and the hacienda. They both let those controls go. Um, we were talking about a little
yeah,
bit during the matches how they kind of let that one go, and then how um, but I think the big thing was Search looked really good in the respawn, and that was an area where they were winning a few controls, but their hard points is where they were struggling. And since they've picked up Neptune, they've just become a lot quicker team, and it seems to be working out for them
yeah.
for sure.
No, Neptune. I mean, overall, I mean, he had a .87 in the series, but .87 never really actually speaks for how the player was playing during the series. I mean, he was out
Right.
there making
Especially when it
plays.
goes to a game seven, you
Exactly.
look at that.
Dude
Um,
was out there making plays for
yeah.
that team. I mean,
So let me bring that up. We actually have our um maps, I think, for the series.
the maps for
Vault
today.
for yeah for at least for the Thieves game. We have looks like it's gonna be a Vault Hardpoint, Skyline Search and Destroy, Vault Control, and if it gets farther than that, Skyline Hardpoint and Red Card Search. So a lot of the same maps that we saw um in that final in that grand final.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we're just always gonna see vault control for the rest of the year, I guess. But I mean,
yeah,
we've seen so
there's
much vault control this year, man. I'm over it.
I was gonna say I'm over Vault as just a map in
Yeah,
general. I was playing some ranked last night and it was just tough to watch and
yeah.
or just tough to play even.
Yeah. I mean, even
But
unless you're like stacking on that map and playing ranked, like it's just super hard to play. You can't coordinate with your teammates if you're not stacking on that map because you've got to make look if you're on defense, you got to make the push all, or offense, you got to make the push all the way out into their spawn building to make them spawn out so you can cap B. And then, like, it's a lot of coordination that teams have to have. And I mean, even in the CDL, I mean, Vancouver didn't even take a round on them in the final series of Minor 2.
Yeah,
And
in the
so
control, yeah.
in the Control Vault round 3, so I mean,
I will say the vault was one that they trolled away a lot, I would say.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
they lost both of the controls
but
in
yeah,
that series.
the
I
Hossie
mean,
was just
they
obviously
have to figure out their control. They have to do something about it.
Hydra is back on his bullshit. Um,
Hydra, fucking incredible, dude.
like that
I
was
mean,
the
and
thing with Major One. Like he wasn't looking like himself in the surges and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, Thieves win it in a dirty Neslo 4-3. Wins the searches, win the controls.
the
Um,
Neslo angle.
the Neslo again. Paco's the only one positive for Thieves, but again, it's one of those like the
I
longer the
mean, dude,
series goes,
yeah.
it was just
I
a
mean,
really good.
1.48 KD in control in that series, just you
Yeah,
can't beat it. I
and
mean, the Frenchman.
they. I would say, is there any map you want to talk about specifically on
Um, in that
in
series,
this series?
um,
Obviously the vault, both the vault search and the
that
vault.
red card search and destroy.
That
I
one
mean,
hurt because that
yeah,
that that was such
that was a
timing.
very
Like
impressive map out of Vancouver. I mean,
that is also like it's two teams that are both good at red card playing on red
yeah,
card. So
two teams that are
that
both good at red card, and not to mention
oh my
that
the
they went
fucking so many lucky
oh
round like
04 and Abusa both with a 2.0 KD on that
yep
map,
that helps for sure. Um,
just holding it down.
Envoy did not have a
Yeah.
good one in that search. But to be
Yeah,
fair, he definitely made up for it in the last one, having a 2.0 KD. That was the thing. If you look at that last Skyline search, 2.0, 2.67, 1.0, and then like with scrap
yeah.
being your lowest at a 8.3, and then yeah.
And both O 04 and Neptune on the other side point 44 is just
Yeah.
struggling to get anything going on that map. While Abusa and Nasty just struggling to keep afloat. It's just pure dominance out of the Thieves side in that map. Just
We
they're
gotta
running it down.
talk about it though. Optic still they
Still
hey
struggling. Still very
they
much
beat
struggling.
Vegas. They beat
It'd be
Vegas.
Vegas. I don't have to buy a FaZe jersey.
They beat Vegas. Yippee. Unfortunately, you ran into Toronto the next match afterwards, and that Toronto team, in my opinion, is not that great either. Um,
Yeah.
so there's that.
They're 2-2 going into. They're getting a free win today against the Falcons. So they're going to be
Yeah.
3-2 after today.
Oh, we love internet.
But I mean, if do you want to get into today's matches?
Yeah. Well, I did you watch did you watch the podcast that they did recently, like 2 days ago?
The flank
No, Optic did one, like the player cast.
or wait, I might have. It depends because I usually listen to what I'm actually no, I don't think I did to the newest one.
To summarize, they talked about the minor, what went wrong, more of their like, hey, just trust the process thing, and then on top of that,
Oh yeah, the one they uploaded yesterday.
yeah, and was he yesterday? Okay. Um, but so there was all of that, right? And
Hmm.
with and then they talked about some random stuff for like the rest of the stuff. Like could Dashi beat up a mountain lion or something?
Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, they do that shit. It's like for the first actual like 30 minutes of the podcast, they're talking like COD and the game and the team and everything. And then the last 15 minutes is could Shotzi beat up an infant or something like that.
Could Shotzi dome a baby? Um you gotta look out though. Optic is playing Miami Heretics this weekend, this Saturday.
Hmm.
Um so again the curse
I
might
saw
be
that. I'm not very thrilled. How many times can I hear just trust the process and
sure.
actually just keep trusting the process? I mean, we did it once last year, sure, but I mean, it wasn't nearly to I said it last pod. It's not nearly to the extent that we've been at right now. And
Well, and
still, I mean, I don't care. I
I
mean,
was
the
just
winning to the Falcons is going to be a given. That's a free win, but not even coming close in any of our matches against any mid to top tier team. Like we have four of the most talented players in the league on paper. And we won champs last year. And now we just can't put the pieces together. It's super confusing to see with these guys.
yeah. I mean, did you want to talk about the power rankings of the league at all?
Yeah. Give me a
Because
second.
they have on Breaking Point the pre minor tournament rankings, but I honestly I think that's a little different now. Um, I'm gonna get into it. I was not told like there was only two teams that impressed me this weekend, and I know it's a single elimination format that doesn't have any real impact on
Yeah. Single
uh
Elam is Single Elam is kind of here nor there, but
yeah, but like Thieves and Surge, those were the only two teams that screamed to me like, "Hey, I'm impressed with that." Like FaZe, they lost to Surge in their first game, which was the upset of the tournament that I called. By the way, I want everyone.
dude,
I got I got some.
Chris knows ball, everybody.
I
Chris knows
I
ball.
I got a little crap about that from some of my friends that I picked Surge over FaZe, and I let them know. I
I was
chirped.
I mean, I was expecting FaZe to take it. I mean, you just always kind of do. It's just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, we're
Again, it
coming
was
up
one of
against
those.
FaZe. And
Yeah.
I mean, I said in the last pod, these guys have been playing together for 5 years. Three of them have. So it's like, these guys just obviously mesh so well together. You just expect them to always be an unstoppable force. But Vancouver coming out and proving that they've got something that's worthwhile and
Can they
that they
execute it
can that
on
they can
LAN is the
win against
question.
top tier teams is very important. And Vancouver just looks magnificent right now. So much fun to watch, honestly.
Yeah. It's funny, just they've jumped um 7 spots in the power rankings to and probably now
Yeah,
8. Probably
yeah.
since because this is
I mean,
before the minor tournament. This is probably like a now they're probably 3 because Royal Ravens, once again they go in like, and I get it. You run into Thieves, and that was a few teams like Cloud9 and stuff. You ran into Thieves,
hmm
and then that's just kind of tough, especially with single elimination. But there's a lot of these teams that were like kind of hyped up on, and then they play a good team, and then immediately just get like sent all the way back down. Um,
yeah.
Breach, I've been low on this team a lot already, but just now is even worse. They just look
They had
like if Purge and uh like if the
they had a little
SCGs
thing at the beginning of the season where I was a little bit impressed. I mean, it seemed like they just ended up figuring the game out a little bit earlier than some teams. I mean, they had quite a few wins
But
uh
Cammy and
throughout major.
Awakening are not shooting at all.
Yeah, and then I mean they just fell off a cliff once Minor 2 came around and everybody is now actually this game is starting to become a science at this point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We get to Major 2, and that's around the time that teams start to piece things together. Like, we start to see the teams that are actually really good and the teams that are really bad. And I think Boston is, if they keep this the way up, if they don't make a change soon or figure some stuff out soon, they're not going to make playoffs. Obviously, we
I
still
mean,
got
can we
a.
talk about LAG on that front then too?
Oh yeah, no,
Because
absolutely. Like
I
I
mean, these guys can't figure it out at all. No matter
yeah.
how many times they flip players in and out,
Well,
they
they're
can't
they're
do
flipping
anything
the
about it.
ARs, but I don't think the ARs are the problem. Linz has
No,
just
definitely.
not been playing well, and like we talked about last week, because even then, like going into this tournament, they made another change. Like they brought Priesta back up from the
Yeah, they
bench and
brought
got rid
Priest
of
back and then
Skies.
guys.
And yeah, they did beat Miami Heretics, but that was more like a disappointing thing for Miami Heretics, in my opinion,
Hmm.
than anything else. I was really disappointed with them. I thought they were good at because they got top three at the major, and since then they've just not looked good.
All off a cliff.
Yeah, they've won one match in since they lost to Thieves in the losers
Yeah,
semifinal. Um,
I mean, yeah,
but
it's been terrible on their front. I mean, even then, I mean, the Bulldog has been the only one that's been, in my eyes, a
yeah,
shining star on their team. I mean,
but then when
Kiz is
he and obviously he's gonna have bad games because if the rest of the team is not playing well, then it's whatever. But I don't know.
the rest of the team is never playing well is the problem.
Here's the good news for those two teams, right? They don't have to worry about a language barrier to pick up these challenger players who are frying. They can actually
This
go
is
out
this
and
is
make a change.
factual. I mean, Illy just got replaced on Omit for Arcides,
I think
so
that's a I our cities I've always been low on as a player, and I don't think he's ever getting out of challengers for
he,
unless it's a really bad team that needs a
he's
player.
he's got a I don't know. He has a really big ego for only being what he was in the league for how long?
Well, in
Wasn't
the
he?
CDL era, he was there
He
for
was in
like
there for three
three
years.
years because it
Did he
was
play Vanguard?
yeah,
I
he
didn't.
played Vanguard, but he took a bag with LAG and then didn't play well.
Mm,
Or no, he
yeah.
played. It was Modern Warfare that he played for LAG because he played Vanguard
Was
with.
he 2019?
Yeah, he was because he was on or
No.
he was
Yeah,
on
he was on Huntsman.
Huntsman in Modern Warfare, and then he was
Yeah.
Cold War. Then we got Cold War phase, obviously, and
Yeah.
then they ran it back for Vanguard.
I
Um,
remember
and
Cold
then
War year.
Modern
I was
Warfare,
watching
they
Cold War days.
oh
I
my
was
that
really high on those guys.
well yeah because no, that was a year where like okay here's some
I mean,
decent
especially
teams
for
and
the
here's phase like
XM4.GA, those guys were unstoppable.
well it's just like if you look back on that year there's Major 2 and Major 5, and that was the only time that they didn't win the major. They won
Yeah,
the everything else. They won the
they were really good that year.
yeah, and that was online and in person that they won because that was
Hmm.
when they were getting back to. Um,
That was like right after MW 2019, or
I
was
don't
it?
know. Yeah,
Yeah, because
well, yeah,
MW
because it was
2019
Major 4 that they was the first in person tournament since, but it was without fans. And then Major
yeah.
5 was the first one with fans in attendance. And then Champs obviously had fans as well. But you can definitely tell because there's a lot less people than the majors now because obviously something happened in 2020. um, if you know, you know, I guess. I don't know. Um, but you know, it's funny. I'm looking at the power rankings and Cloud9. they I think that's a team that's gonna figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know what in my brain goes, yeah, that team, they're gonna figure it out. But I think they could potentially make a run here.
Cloud
Um,
nine.
yeah, just because I like
Yeah.
the coach. I like RC as a coach.
I
I
mean,
liked
it
RC.
seemed like they
I like
started to pick it up on the back half of
accuracy.
minor
I said
two,
OC.
but it was just a little too late for them.
And again, I think it's one of those things where if you get, because they get, you ran into the buzzsaw that is Thieves. That's just because I said
Yeah.
last week, Thieves have a very favorable side of the bracket. They don't have to play Phase, they don't have
Mhm.
to play Ultra, they don't have to play Optic. But there was also a chance for these middle of the pack teams to make a statement win against Thieves if they wanted to, but they just couldn't get it done.
I
Minnesota
mean, even
disappointed me,
Cloud
honestly.
nine is on the bottom half of the standings right now. So it's like if they make a run through major two, this could be huge for their
That's the thing.
momentum
That
going into
that's
the rest.
something that we gotta talk about is the fact that there's so many of these teams that are right there. Like these middle of the pack teams are all because even Optic, if they go on a winning spree here between these online qualifiers and the major, they're like back up to fourth, fifth place,
Yeah.
and right now they're in 10th before the minor. I think I agree with this with Optic being 10, Grills being 11. I honestly think that Grills are somehow worse than I than Optic because I don't understand it, but it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Gorillas, right.
But yeah, I guess let's get into the the matches.
Coming up today.
So obviously we talked about it a little bit. Thieves, Surge, um, a rematch of the Minor Two championship. Um,
Just right out of the gate.
yeah, I know, right out of the thing. Um, Thieves are predicted to win 76% with 59 votes. Um, I think it will be uh honestly, I if Thieves win the first if they win the hard point, if they win the vault hard point, which isn't one of their better hard points, then I could see this being a very quick 3-0.
Yeah. But I mean, if Surge can hold up, I mean, especially going into I mean, map three control vault. If
Oh,
if they can pick up a control, this could be. I mean, it could be huge for them. They need to pick up a control badly against at least against these guys
yeah.
because
I could see
they couldn't
this.
piece one together in
I
their
could
last
see
series.
this. Again, I think if they have to pick up one of the first two maps. If they don't, then I don't see this going any farther than that. Um, the one benefit is you're playing. Uh, you both have a 25% win rate on Skyline Search. So you can correct a lot of the mistakes you made in the last map. But I will say the more the thieves play that, if they can figure out that search map, then that's gonna be a bit scary for everyone else because that's like the one search
Yeah.
map that they're not 100% great on. But again, like a lot of their numbers were when they weren't playing search well, and they won like all of their searches in the tournament.
Hmm. I
So,
mean,
um,
they both have a 25 win percentage on Skyline
yeah,
going into this. They're both 1-3 on it, so it could be a very close map.
I still think Rewind needs to be in the game. That's just me. Like,
I
I,
I
I,
miss Rewind.
I miss Rewind so much.
Rewind Hardpoint was kind of goated, not gonna lie. Well,
But
not that,
yeah,
not goated, but it was goated in this game at least. I would much rather be playing.
give me Thieves 3-1, honestly. It could be
Yeah,
closer than that, but I still think Thieves just they're shooting differently.
I
Um,
mean, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go Surge. Let's go
all
3-2 Surge.
right, listen
Number
here.
five.
All
Three
right,
two Surge. Let's go map 5. Give me a
Going
map 5 injected in my veins. First series of the day. Here in 5 minutes.
moving on to the next. We don't have to talk about this match much because it's another Vegas Falcons match on
Vegas
a Friday.
Falcons
You know what? At
garbage,
least it's just
garbage
like
fire.
this is the. I don't. Yeah.
I
We don't
mean,
even.
I hope everybody's seen by now Sam crashing out about Vegas
Oh,
Falcons. And I mean, I practically had the same crash out in our last episode.
oh
Why are these guys in the
no!
league? Get them out of the league. Let's
They have
get
it.
more Challengers players and run it at least for the rest of the season because they will stand a better chance than these guys ever would.
They just have not won.
They're so
Yeah.
clueless. They're
Um.
clueless. It's bad. But
Yeah.
give me Ultra
Give
3-0
me
next series.
Ultra. Yeah, I was like, give me Ultra. We don't have to talk about this much. Joe Thieves has been the one bright side on this team, honestly.
Dude, I
Insight's
said
been
it.
shooting a little better,
I'm just
but
gonna keep repeating myself apparently, but I said it last episode that Joe Deceives is one of my favorite POVs to watch, and he
so,
still continues to be. Dude's
so
a
yeah,
dude's a nut on the map.
yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah, so and then going into this
Next series we got
last series,
Cloud9 LAG. I mean, can we're just talking about LAG's downfalls. I mean,
yeah.
they are
Again,
not
this it's a good
the
thing we're
only
starting
out.
with Vancouver Surge and Thieves. It's a good thing we're starting with that because these other two matches I could also see a 3-0.
Yeah,
So this is a
I
big.
could
This would be a
uh,
yeah. It's a big match for
unless
both.
LAG gets them, they just go in it today. Miraculously, they just piece it together and get a win. But I just don't see it. Give me Cloud9 3-1.
Yeah. So yeah, give me Cloud9 3-0. Actually, I don't think they're taking a
Just
map
go
here.
it. Yeah,
Um, this is a very important win for Cloud9 if they want to secure winners bracket in the Major 2 tournament. And the thing same with Thieves and Surge. I was talking about it with one of my friends, and it's essentially if you get 4 wins at this point in this major, you're pretty much guaranteed a winner spot.
yeah,
So
yeah,
for these teams that are right there, like this is an important match for Cloud9.
yeah.
Um,
Cloud9 can take it. Rocker, if Rocker manages to win against FaZe, that could be huge for them. That'll put them on 4. But
yeah,
I mean, Cloud9's playing 2 matches pretty close together this weekend. I mean, they go from playing today uh at 5 to playing tomorrow at 3:30. So they get 2 chances to seal 4.
yeah, just showcasing the a little bit on the challenger side. I don't know a ton about challengers. I watched a little bit of the
No,
matches
yeah. I'm
yesterday.
here and there with challengers. I mean, I like to stay updated with the news. I mean, I follow like challengers intel and stuff like that, but other than that, I mean, challengers
I'm
kind of
I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about Brezzy.
dude, yeah. I
I
mean, but
forgot
he's in the
about
top top part of
yeah,
the challengers
yeah.
leaderboard right now.
There is some players here that I would not mind seeing like back onto a CDL
Big
roster.
bro, he has a 1.48. He's top of the league right now.
Um, just you know, I will say I'll shout out to Cobra because he was a name
Dude,
that I kept on seeing, and he was just making
yes,
impact plays on the
like
match I watched. So
right before Roster Mania last year, a lot of people were talking about Cobra, Cobra, Cobra. Where is he? Where is he gonna get picked up? Like, where is he gonna go?
he's been
And nobody picked him up, and he's still just wreaking havoc in the challenger scene. I mean, I would love to see this guy get a shot in the league. Or but somebody needs to bring Afro back, man.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to bring Afro back in.
So looking at
LAT, go get Afro, man.
yeah, that would not be a bad pickup, I will say. But
See if he can get it pieced together with the best challengers player right now. But
yeah.
do you want to move
Uh
on to tomorrow's matches?
yeah. I
All
was
right.
just looking at the overall standings as well for um Major 2 to see you know, who's looking good.
Yeah.
Um yeah. So if I look
All
it's
right.
it's funny just man, just learning how to use breaking point. I've never used it before doing this,
Yeah.
so
Um, I mean, there's been a few parts like where we have like little awkward silences and shit. Just
but
cut
I
them
I'll
shits.
s- I'll say that's probably due to
Yeah.
um
I mean, you really just have to like I what I did last time is you really just have to rewatch the entire thing and make sure those parts you can get cut out.
I think we've done a pretty good job today.
We've done a solid job, but I mean, it's like it's kind of tough to like keep the conversation going on a like doing it online. It's so much easier just to fucking spit
Oh,
back and forth
yeah, in
in person.
person. Yeah. Well, and especially for me, the biggest thing is like, oh, looking face to face. That was the big thing with the
Yeah.
webcam thing is with that. But I was like, I'm here, I have to control the whole,
Yeah, you've
like,
got the whole setup with you.
I have
So
to
it's
do
like,
this, so I have to like look at, so I'm not
yeah.
like staring.
Like I would do it if I had a
Ugh,
webcam on my PC because then I
I
could like I mean it would be easy for me, but
I hate cutting. That's the one thing in editing I hate. I hate
yeah.
cutting. It's such a
But I mean
probably
it'd just be useful for both of us to like either back and
yeah.
forth edit the episodes or
Yeah, something
you know,
like that.
yeah.
I just let
But
me let me
all right. Do we want
timestamp.
to
Let me
okay.
timestamp.
Do we want to run through the rest of these matches quick so we can watch these shits?
Yeah, I think under
Just
that,
kind of run down our thoughts on the teams and then the score next match, thoughts on the team's score next match.
I think the thing that caused the awkward silence right there is straight up the oh, I forgot that there was other matches besides the Friday ones.
Yeah,
All
we've
right,
got
so
eight
yeah, we're
more.
back. Um, took a quick break. But we're back talking about
We're
Saturday's
back
matches,
to talk
starting with
about
FaZe Minnesota. It's weird to see Minnesota technically have a better record than FaZe in the Major 2, but because, you know, it's
yeah.
also because they played less.
I mean, as you were saying, I mean, if these teams can seal 4 wins, I mean, even five, because some of these teams are playing multiple times this weekend. I mean, Cloud9 gets to play twice. If they can seal five, they're instantly in. So it's
Hmm.
like if Rocker can win against FaZe today and upset and get 4 wins and get above them in the standings for this major, dude, that could put them in a great spot.
Yeah, I just don't know because Minnesota, the only wins that they've gotten are to these bottom four teams.
Yeah, but it's gonna be tough for them. But I mean, another win on the board for them would be huge, especially against a team like FaZe. So you can like pit FaZe more on the bottom half, so they have to fight their way out of losers.
yeah.
But I mean,
Um,
either way,
yeah,
off of what I said,
give me
give me
FaZe.
FaZe.
Give me FaZe. I don't
Give me
like
FaZe.
the thing. Even when I picked Surge, was like I was confident that Surge could actually win it. I don't think Minnesota. Every time I
No,
pick
I don't
Minnesota in that
think
big
that.
match, they
I was
always
just
just
saying that out of
disappointment.
some. Yeah, I was just saying that. Just, I mean, in case it could happen.
Yeah,
There are
yeah, I
always
know.
possibilities, but all right.
Moving
Yeah,
on. So
give me
we
Thieves
got
3-1
Cloud
on that one.
Nine. Yeah, that was
We've got
3-0 for me. Um,
Carolina for the next match at 3:30
this will be a
tomorrow.
good match, I'll say.
This could be a very good match. I'm excited to watch this one. I mean, Cloud9, they have looked pretty good on the back half of this uh minor tournament, as I was saying. So I mean, if they could seal a win, I mean, they're gonna win against LA, but if they could win five by coming out of this weekend, dude,
Yeah,
it's
if they
huge.
could have a 5-1 record going into the last weekend, that could be
Yeah.
really,
I
really
mean,
good for
it'll
them.
be the best placing they've had
A-
all season. They looked horrible last major.
And I've also would be very concerned with the Ravens if they drop this one.
Boone finally
Because
has a camp.
they they have like they've just been looking more a little shaky recently, I would say. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, and there's not much to say because again, we don't have the maps and modes yet.
yeah,
That's the biggest problem about talking ahead of time with this. But yeah, give me. I'm gonna say give me New York. It's an upset technically. Um, 32% of the votes are going towards Cloud9 New York. But yeah, I think that team is gonna figure it out. I think that team's gonna get better with time.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, especially, I mean, they get a rep against one of the bottom half teams, but I mean, reps are reps. They get momentum, get a win going into tomorrow. I mean, they just feel even better about themselves. So,
and then the last match is Saturday. Give me Thieves 3-0.
no, no, it's not the last match. We got one more after that.
Is
There's one more
there?
after that.
Which one am I missing?
Optic Miami. But
Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
give me Thieves
I forgot it's a
3-0.
4-day
Um,
split.
not even gonna be close. Boston looks awful right now.
Oof, 22 votes, and it's all LAT.
Yeah.
Um,
Give me LAT. I'm
yeah,
not even gonna
yeah.
we don't even really have to talk about that
Like
series.
again,
Like you said earlier, Wake
it'll
and King are not great.
maybe could be it could maybe be something if the ARs come to shoot. If they don't, well, that's there's a DoorDash icon on here for a reason. So, and again, I somehow forgot about these guys. Optic Texas versus Miami. Um, yeah, like
Give me the boys. Let's go, Greenwood.
I can't pick against the curse. Miami hasn't looked good. This is a pretty much must win for Optic if they want to get into winners bracket on their own major. Um, they are doing the ring ceremony
Win
on
like all of our
Thursday,
next match.
so um, yeah, there isn't much to talk about. Miami disappointed me at the minor. I thought they were gonna continue their um their
Their run.
their run with how they looked at the major one tournament, but since then qualifiers and then just been a little low on them recently. But
Yeah,
you
they
can't
have
pick
not.
against the curse. I don't
And
get it.
then all right. But yeah, I mean, give me Optic. Honestly, that'll probably be a map 5. I mean, I don't think Optic really has a lot of momentum coming into this right now, especially not having any
Make fun of the analysts more, that'll work.
what?
Make fun of the analysts more, that'll work. They even
But
backpedaled on their latest episode. I just thought that was funny.
yeah, I don't think we have a lot of momentum right now. We're not even getting reps today, so we've either got to scrim really hard, watch a lot of VOD, or we've got to do something as a team, get some momentum, get a win on the board.
Blow it up.
Yeah, if we don't win our like if we don't win any of these qualifiers, blow it up.
Ooh,
Or not
that's
blow it up, but like get
I
maybe
would
look into getting some new
I
players.
would say I would start to look into it if they have the same results at the major, at your own major tournament. Ring simmer, just like, hey, here's your ring, get out.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much, pretty
take your
much.
ring and beat it.
Yeah,
Um,
man,
of course, we're
take
starting our
your
Sunday with a burger bowl.
yeah, or the toilet bowl.
Oh my
Vegas
god.
Falcons, LAG. Give me Vegas Falcons. I think they take their first series in the. No, I'm kidding.
I
Give
was
me
say
LAG.
what?
Give me
Give me
LAG.
LEG, and then it's like, I guess, technically you gotta win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You
Give
gotta
me LAG.
scrim.
It's.
You gotta scrim in front of everyone. Your optic,
I think
congrats.
it might be a 3-1, if anything.
I love
But
this guy's comment here. Couldn't pay me to watch this one. uh, Miami, Vancouver.
Miami, Vancouver. Give me
Give
Vancouver.
me Vancouver. I
Honestly,
think this one's gonna
Vancouver.
be. I think this one's gonna be pretty good. I don't know why, but I think if Miami can get a
I mean,
win
if
over
Miami
Optic,
wins against Optic and it is a competition,
then this team will be a
that'll
little more. And it's
yeah, they'll
weird. Miami always seems to beat Surge, even though when Surge was like, I know that was last year, but that was kind of like the consistent thing. It was always like, oh, hey, look, they won. Surge won last three. They should be able to, win this one. And then they play Miami, and suddenly it's like, what? There goes my pick'ems.
yeah.
Uh,
But
but yeah,
yeah.
give me Vancouver. They've looked good. They've been good
I'll
teams. If they
I'll
can,
say 3-1.
yeah, three
I
one is
feel like
vibe.
3-1's respectable. I feel like Miami could take a map control or something, but
And then we
give me
got
Miami
a
3-1 on that. And then we
rematch
have a rematch,
of the minor
Toronto
two.
Optic.
Um, yeah, honestly, I think if
Give me
Optic
the
continue
boys.
if
Give me the
Optic
ball.
continues to struggle, especially against Miami,
Yeah,
I don't think this is
but
gonna be
I
any
mean, with
different
Toronto
than
being a middle of the pack, top of or not top pack, but they're I mean like middle, high middle pack
I
team.
honestly think they're just in the middle because they don't beat
Yeah,
good teams. They take care of business occasionally against bad teams. They
yeah,
could figure it out, but they could
but
also be a team that needs to switch up some roles or some players. And they're, I
yeah.
think, exactly in the middle. You can see the green walls clearly here because the emotes here I think's
But
funny.
I mean,
But yeah,
give me,
if Optic doesn't figure anything out on Saturday, then
then it's gonna be tough.
yeah,
Honestly, if
I
we
don't
don't
see
figure
how you
anything
can
out on Saturday, I think this might be go very bad for us, and I could
GG
see
again.
Toronto taking this.
And then wrapping up the weekend, we got probably a DoorDash. We got Boston Breach take on Atlanta FaZe. Rough weekend for the Breach for two matches that they kind of need to do stuff, and you have to go against
Yeah,
Thieves and FaZe. So
they,
that's
they've
unfortunate.
got they've got a tough road ahead of them to
But if they
get
can
a slot in the
somehow come
winners.
out of this, 4-2 instead of 2-4,
Yeah,
um,
that they would be lucky if they
that will
came out of this.
be that will be impressive.
But
Just the petting line. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Um, yeah, they're just not. Boston's just not good at hard point. They're not good at surge, and they're not good at control.
yeah,
So they're
it's
just not good. I mean, you look at
they're
their percentages. They don't have. They have one winning hard point, one winning. These guys are good at Hossy, and that's it. And not even in the control. They're good at Hossy, and that's it. And
yeah. No, yeah. Give me phase 3-0
yeah,
DoorDash
DoorDash
and end off the weekend.
end off the
But
weekend. Um, but yeah,
All
but
right. Well, thank you for watching
the other
episode 2 of Respawn Rundown. We just ran down the whole weekend of COD matches going into Major 2, the online qualifiers, at least
and
for
there
hopefully next episode we'll be back in the studio. Sorry again for it being an online format this time,
this
just
camera ain't not
weather was
working.
not corresponding with us. So, yeah,
But
hopefully you guys
you won't be
enjoyed.
you won't be seeing me. My camera's not locking in.
Subscribe, hit that bell,
Yeah. Peace.
do all that YouTube thing and thing. Enjoy. Thank you. Peace.
Optics gonna lose.